But I'm absolutely delighted to say we're going to welcome into our studio now Lleyton Hewitt, former Wimbledon
Thank
champion,
you.
and Thanasi Kokkinakis, you came through 8-6 in the fifth in your doubles today. Many congratulations. You look like you're having fun out there.
Yeah, no, doubles can be a lot of fun, and for me it was great. Obviously my last Wimbledon, and I get to play doubles with my young Davis Cup teammate, 19-year-old playing his first main draw Wimbledon, my last. And he's from Adelaide, which I grew up in as well, in Australia. So, you know, sort of passing on the baton to Thanasi, and it was great, especially the way we did it, coming back from 2 sets to love down.
Yeah, so Thanasi, what's he like to play doubles with?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Got the call up from Jason saying Lleyton asked to play doubles, and yeah, jumped up the opportunity. It's unbelievable. He doesn't miss a return or a volley, and it makes my job a lot easier. And he's always intense, always fighting, and it makes me switch on as well. So it's unreal.
You actually had the court number one, I think, finished, and then a lot of people heard you scream, "Come on!" No, but seriously, and then they stopped moving and they came in and they filled up every seat.
Yeah, court 14 we were on.
Yeah, court 14, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not one of the bigger courts out there.
No, but you filled it up.
Yeah, no, well, hopefully we could. There was only 2 rows of seats. But no, it was a great atmosphere. Yeah, obviously the singles courts, normally you play on the bigger courts out there, and the crowd can't get quite as close to you and to the players. And we had some really good Aussie fans out there as well. And no, it was a lot of fun to be a part of.
Yeah, now, of course, a very emotional day for you, Lleyton, on Monday. So just talk us through that day, and also, have you retired only from singles? Are we going to see you in more doubles action here in Wimbledon, or are you retiring
no, I don't
from doubles
think.
as well?
Yeah, I don't think I'll be playing doubles again at Wimbledon. No.
Wow.
I'm certainly not going on the tour just to play doubles. That doesn't interest me too much. Obviously, yeah, it was a tough loss on Monday. Yeah, I left everything absolutely out there though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave everything I had, and I can be extremely proud of that. Yeah, I would have liked to have won a few more matches here this year. You do all the hard work coming into the tournament, but you know, Yako was too good on the day. Well, I've got so many great memories of this place. It's such a special place to come back to, and I think even more so after you win it, just with the history and tradition of Wimbledon. You know, I get goosebumps walking in the front gates here of the All England Club, and I feel absolutely honoured to be a member of this club.
Yeah, and of course we've also got some shots of you when you won here back in 2002. But how much do you think, because we were listening to, I think it was Roger Federer that was talking about how much you changed the way the game went after you won here? Because of course back in that day when you had Pete Sampras around and all the big serve volleyers, but you gave hope to everybody with that year that you won here.
Yeah.
In terms of how you played your tennis.
Yeah, I guess it was a tough one because I grew up and obviously looked up to guys like Pat Cash from Australia, and he was a natural serve volleyer. We had Pat Rafter after him. And so my first couple of years I tried sort of coming into the net a lot more on a grass court, and it wasn't working for me. I'm better off coming in on my terms. And so I sort of sat back and just really wanted to play my best tennis from the back of the court. My wheels, obviously, my movement around the court was, you know, at that time second to none. I felt like if I could take care of my service games on the grass, then my return of serve was probably as good as anyone's. So then I could put pressure on everyone's service games. And that's pretty much what I did in 2002. Obviously, it was, you know, a dream come true. You know, since then, Roger Federer is obviously such a complete player, but he's pretty much won Wimbledon every year by serving and staying back and just throwing it up as a mix-up. The interesting thing for me growing up, you know, Mats, you were a baseline player most of the time, and Ivan Lendl, but you guys, even at Wimbledon at the time, because it was so quick conditions normally, you guys would still try and serve volley a lot of the time. And so I guess from when I won it in 2002, that was really the start of baseliners, you know, winning the tournament.
But you must probably learn from that too, because in many ways, I don't know, you must probably know this, Ivan Lendl, he didn't play the French Open even one year, and he tried to serve and volley on both serves, and I bet you if he didn't, he would have had a better chance to win it if he didn't serve and volley. And it sort of affected the rest of his game too, so I think what you showed is you can play your way on every surface and have great success.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know, you know, there's always talk that the grass has changed a little bit and it's slowed up all the balls. And to me, it's probably certainly a bit slower from when I first started to, you know, obviously when I won it and all these years later. But I think the guys are returning so well these days as well. So it's getting so hard for guys to serve volley first and second serves, unless you're Ivo Karlovic, 6'11".
Yeah. So. Thanasi, what are your memories of watching Lleyton? Because you must have been very young when Lleyton was obviously winning here, but also his legacy that he's going to be leaving behind for all you youngsters coming through.
Yeah, I think I was 6 when he won his first Wimbledon. I wasn't playing tennis at that point, so I was just enjoying it for it being a sport. So all I remembered, I said it before, is him having a shaved head. That's pretty much all I remembered. And then again, my last memory of him was him at Aussie Open in 2005, playing one of my other favourite players, Safin, in the final there. So that was pretty cool for me to watch, because I was well and truly playing tennis there, and I was just coming up.
Yeah, it seems, Lleyton, as if you've really enjoyed sort of playing the role of the elder statesman for some of these younger guys coming through, and that you're going to get very involved, I believe, in Davis Cup, are you? And sort of very giving towards some of these youngsters.
Yeah, no, I really enjoy it, and I think, I sit back sometimes and think, what helped me the most, and it was having a guy like Newcombe and Roach as my Davis Cup captain and coach. And those guys, they didn't have to, but they spent so much time, not just at Davis Cup ties, but throughout the year helping me out as well. And, then I had the guys like Rafter, the Woodies, Jason Stoltenberg, Fromberg. There was a lot of guys around to really support me and help me get, make that transition from a talented junior into a top 10, top 20 player. And obviously if I can be around these guys and try and help out as much as possible, that's why the big, it was so thrilling for us to win today, purely because of the two generations, I guess.
Yeah.
What is that challenge, though, do you think? Because we see, and I don't think this is the case with Thanasi or Nick Kyrgios, you guys are going to make it, but it's tough. Between 18 and 21, it's tough. You made it straight away. Straight out of the juniors, you came up and you won. What are the challenges that you think you can help them with today? Yeah,
well, I think the game is so much more physical nowadays, and I think that's, those top guys have taken it to another level.
Right.
And to be able to go with, especially Djokovic, Nadal and Murray, over 5 sets nowadays in the Grand Slams, and to be able to back it up every second day for 7 matches, there's a reason why those guys are always in the semis and finals of slams. So these guys, they're still young, they've got big games that can obviously knock off one of the top guys, such as Nick beat Rafa here last year, but he's still got a way to go before he can do it consistently back to back.
Right.
And these
that's
guys
physical.
Absolutely. Yeah. And these guys are slightly different to me because I was a pretty small guy actually out there and didn't have a lot of weapons. These guys have got a lot of firepower, these 3 young Aussies now. So, some of my biggest strengths, obviously, being very mentally tough out there, working extremely hard, being very professional. Those small 1%ers, if they can put that into their game, then I think they're going to make massive inroads.
Yeah. Before we let you go, I know you have a traditional annual barbecue, don't you? The Aussie barbecue.
Yes.
Have you had it, or is it about to happen?
No, it used to be at John Newcombe's place for years and years, and it used to always be the Saturday before Wimbledon. And then a few years ago it changed, and now it's at the Tennis Australia house, and they actually do it on the middle Saturday night of the championships. And the last 5-6 years they've actually honoured one of the great Australians every time. So this year on Saturday they'll actually be honouring Fred Stolle. So a few years ago it was Nuke, and Fred Stolle probably had a few too many drinks and told some really funny stories about Nuke. So I'm hoping Nuke does the same this time.
Yeah, so who's putting the sausages on the barbecue?
Well, it's funny because Craig Tiley's actually South African, and he's our CEO of Tennis Australia. So we might make him do it.
Might make him do it. Are you any good at cooking, Thanasi?
No.
No?
Well, he's very good at cooking Greek food, I think.
Even better.
Yeah, I can cook a souvlaki if you need it.
Fantastic. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for coming up to see us, and really best of luck. We can't wait for your next match.
Thank you. Thanks,
Have
guys.
a great Wimbledon.
Thanks.
Thank you.